2. And there went a man of the house of Levi, and took to wife a daughter of Levi. And the woman conceived, and bare a son. And when she saw him that he was a goodly child, she hid him 3 months. And when she could no longer hide him, she took for him an ark of bulrushes, and daubed it with slime, and with pitch, and put the child therein. And she laid it in the flags by the river's brink. And his sister stood afar off, to wit what would be done to him. And the daughter of Pharaoh came down to wash herself at the river, and her maidens walked along by the river's side. And when she saw the ark among the flags, she set her maid to fetch it. And when she had opened it, she saw the child, and behold, the babe wept. And she had compassion on him, and said, This is one of the Hebrews' children. Then said his sister to Pharaoh's daughter, Shall I go and call thee a nurse of the Hebrew women, that she may nurse the child for thee? And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, Go. And the maid went and called the child's mother. And Pharaoh's daughter said unto her, Take this child away, and nurse it for me, and I will give thee thy wages. And the woman took the child, and nursed it. And the child grew, and she brought him unto Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. And she called his name Moses. And she said, Because I drew him out of the water.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful elect out there, pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the 4 winds. In the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners, whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, and what we're going to get into today, the book of Esther, chapter 3, a legacy of faith. Okay, and what we're going to see, all right, from Mordecai, all right, in this chapter, he's going to make a hard stance, all right, against, Haman, the Edomite, okay, which he's from the tribe of Amalek, okay, which are the heads of this society today, this beast system, this MOTB. Well, this is going to be presented, all right, through Esau, Edom, okay, through Amalek, okay, the bankers and the super rich and the wealthy, okay, that run and finance, this beast system that we know today, okay. So this story, is very relevant for the times that we are in, all right. And here it is, we're coming to the time, all right, where we're going to need to draw faith, and inspiration, from, the scriptures. Okay, we have all these accounts as you read Romans 14 and 4 said, For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Okay, so as we read these accounts of our forefathers, okay, certain of our foremothers, that stood on faith, they left a legacy of faith, to boost our faith in these times. Okay, that's why the Bible, front to back, from the accounts, the history, the prophecies, all these things are needed. We have the perfect collection, of stories, histories, accounts, prophecy, practical wisdom, okay, analogies, parables. Okay, we have the perfect, collection of writings, from our forefathers, inspired by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, needed to get through these times, and here it is when we're going to need to lean on our faith more than anything. And Jake is scripting down the Bible, saying this book don't matter, this book ain't valid, this book ain't that. Nah, man, all these books, okay, play a part in our faith, man. Okay, so when we get to Esther the third chapter, okay. So you go here. All right, this is Esther 3 and 1. Remember, Mordecai had just, snuffed out, conspiracy against King Xerxes and, told Esther, Esther informed Xerxes and, all right, Mordecai, has a spot, pretty much in the king's courts. Okay, he has a position in the palace. Okay, and so Esther 3 and 1, it says sometime later, King Xerxes promoted Haman, son of Hammedatha the Agagite, over all the other nobles, making him the most powerful official in the empire. And Esau, he knows how to slither his way to the top. Okay, crafty. And when the Lord put the seal on that devil, going back during the Dark Ages, he wasn't able to do that. But he's always been known to slither his way, to the top. Because he wasn't the original Greeks, he wasn't the original Romans. All right, but he slithered his way and supplanted, Japhet, from those two empires, man, as the Greeks, and the Romans, man. Okay, but another thing about this book too, it gives us a history, okay, of how to track, all right, Esau, Edom, okay, the Greeks back to the Amalekites, okay, Alexander, okay, because when you go to First Maccabees, okay, First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 1, it says, "And it happened after Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, the king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece." Okay, now it says Alexander, the son of Philip the Macedonian. Now, when you go into, all right, let me see. Let me look at this spelling. Because when you go into the book of Macedonia, okay. But when you go into the book of the editions of Esther, okay. Let's see if we can find. Yep. So you get into the book, all right, of Esther 16. This is the editions of Esther's in the Apocrypha. All right. So you get to chapter 16, verse 10. It says, "For Ammon, all right, a Macedonian." This is the same Haman that we're reading about, okay, in Esther 3 and 1. All right. It says, "For Haman, a Macedonian, the son of Amadatha or Hamadatha, being indeed a stranger from the Persian blood, all right, in a far distance, okay, from our goodness as a stranger received us." Okay. So it called Haman a Macedonian. Okay. So when you go to Esther the third, which Philip, the father of Alexander the Greek, okay, or they say Alexander the Great, was a what? A Macedonian. All right. Haman, was of Macedonia. And here it called Haman a what? An Agagite. So just real quick, okay, what is an Agagite? All right. I will over top. When you go in the Hebrew, it's Agagaya in the Hebrew, which goes into I will over top. Okay, which Amalek is known for, being crafty and supplanting. Okay, so let's see. All right, so you go into the root word, which is Agag. It says what? King of Amalek, spared by Saul, but slain by Samuel. Okay, now let's track down Agag and see what he's linked to. Okay, so this is 1 Samuel, I believe, 15. Okay, and this is what this devil Benjamin Netanyahu. Okay, so let's go here. This is 1 Samuel 15 and 7. Matter of fact, let me go down to one. when Samuel got busy. All right, cause Saul spared Agag. Okay, so you go here. 1 Samuel 15:20. And Saul said unto Samuel, yeah, I obeyed the voice of the Lord and have gone the way which the Lord sent me, and have brought Agag the king of Amalek and utterly destroyed the Amalekites. Okay, so Agag is who? The king of Amalek. Okay, so Haman, being a descendant of Agag, all right, was an Amalekite. All right, and Haman, was of Macedonia, which was where what Philip, the father of Alexander, okay, was from, that Edomite. Okay, and you go to Philip's story, he, had to finesse a little bit to get to the, his throne. He wasn't the heir of his father's throne directly, but things played in place, for prophecy's sake. But, and just you can make that link, So when you go into the book of Esther, all right, this is a very powerful book, of our history, certain records, and most of all, a faith booster. Okay, so now let's get into it. Just wanted to make that connection. So you go to Esther chapter 3, verse 2. It says, all of the king's officials will bow down before Haman to show him respect whenever he passed by. For so the king had commanded, but Mordecai refused to bow down or show him respect. Okay, he refused to bend the knee. Okay, and you have to remember, our forefathers had a legacy of being in opposition to wickedness, making a stand against wickedness, man. Okay, and remember, this is Jacob and Esau. You see that rivalry. Okay, so this sparks off, a conflict. Okay, between Jacob and Esau. Okay, is it between Mordecai and Haman? All right, but it's going to quickly escalate into, all right, Israelites versus Edomites. Okay, quickly. Okay, because you go here, as we always get it, in the book of Sirach. Okay, 30, is it 33? All right, I started at 10. It says, and all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of the earth, which everyone descends, from the lineage of Adam. Okay, because Noah, okay, was from the lineage of Adam that survived the flood. Okay, with his sons, all right, Shem, all right, Ham and Japheth. Okay, and Jacob and Esau would come through the line of Shem. Okay, through Abraham and Isaac. Okay, and Jacob, being the chosen, Esau being rejected. Okay, and it was a natural, rivalry that the Lord created between, all right, Jacob and Esau. Okay, and understanding that rivalry makes the earth make sense. You look into the history of, how so-called white people, in the tribes, you look at their history and just that intense hatred, okay, back and forth. Well, when you understand that rivalry of Jacob and Esau in the spirit, it makes more sense. Okay, and it says, and all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of the earth. In much knowledge the Lord have divided them and made their ways diverse. Some of them have he blessed and exalted, some of them he sanctified and set near himself, but some of them have he cursed and brought low and turned out of their places. It says, as the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him to render, to render to them as he liketh him best. Because the Lord fashioned Esau, all right, to hate Jacob. Okay, he fashioned Esau to be the wicked in the story, man. Okay, and our people have this soft spot for this devil, and this devil was fashioned, designed. Is everything is in him is about his hatred towards Jacob. All right, that's his driving factor in the morning. Okay, that's his drive to exist, is his hatred for Jacob. That's why this society is built based off his hatred for Jacob, man. Okay, and it says, good is set against evil, life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. And we're seeing this rivalry always spark off in the earth. And us standing on our feet in these last times, okay, is us standing against Esau, man. Okay? As the scriptures say, speak against Mount Seir. Haman, all right, Mordecai is making this stand, okay, against Mount Seir, man. Okay? This is Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. It says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as has afflicted him and made no account of his labors, man. So the Lord raised up the prophets to take a stand against this system, man, against this beast, against this devil. Okay, prophesying against Mount Seir, man, as it was told to Ezekiel. Okay, so this rivalry, okay, has been sparked again. Okay, and we read the book of Esther. It don't take much, all right, for this rivalry to get heated. This is Esther 3:7. Then the palace officials at King's Gate asked Mordecai, why are you disobeying the king's command? They spoke to him day after day. Okay? Unmovable. This is an example of being unmovable. Okay? But still he refused to comply with the order. So they spoke to Haman about this to see if he would tolerate Mordecai's conduct, since Mordecai had told him that he was a Jew. When Haman saw that Mordecai would not bow or show him respect, he was filled with rage. He had learned of Mordecai's nationality, okay? So he decided it was not enough to lay hands on Mordecai alone. Instead, he looked for a way to destroy all the Jews throughout the entire empire of Xerxes, man. Okay, and once he learned that he was an Israelite, all right, then it was taken to another level because that rivalry. Because remember, King Saul, and he was a Benjaminite. Mordecai was a Benjaminite, and overall is Israel, versus Edom. Okay, but you best believe, that they understand that history. Okay, these devils, Haman understood the history. If he's known as an Agagite, he know what happened to his ancestor. Okay, Agag. All right, Samuel shredded that boy to pieces. Okay, and then King David. All right, he got busy on Amalek. Okay, let's get that little history real quick. All right, this is First Kings. Okay, 11. All right, First Kings 11:12. It said, notwithstanding in thy days, I will not do it for David, thy fathers. This was when the kingdom would become rent. Okay, this is the point. All right, this is 1 Kings 11:15. For it came to pass when David was in Edom, and Joab, the captain of hosts, was gone up to bury the slain after they had smitten every male in Edom. For 6 months did Joab remain there with all Israel until he had cut off every male in Edom. That Hadad fled, all right, he and certain Edomites of his father's servants with him to go into Egypt, Hadad being yet a little child. So you had some Edomites, they got away. Okay, but King David and Joab, all right, his nephew, which was his general, okay, went to go get busy in Edom. They were trying to eradicate Edom. Okay, so this is a very intense rivalry. All right, Esau, King David had Esau in captivity. Okay, you had a certain Israelite king, throwing Edomites off mountains. So this is a very, all right, intense rivalry. You best believe, once Haman found out that he was an Israelite, hey, that's why he said, nah, we gotta get rid of all of them. Okay, and we're seeing this rivalry constantly play out, and now it's spiritual. The house of David has been raised up a spiritual house in this time. In the end, it's gonna be a standard lifted, all right, and it's gonna be on sight. But now it's a spiritual warfare that we're engaged in. Okay, so going back here. Okay, Read Esther 3 again, 3 and 6. And it says, he had learned of Mordecai's nationality, so he decided it was not enough to lay hands on Mordecai alone. Instead, he looked for a way to destroy all the Jews throughout the entire empire of Xerxes, man. Okay, you had that time of Herod, okay, when he, hit the decree to destroy all the Hebrew boys, all right, 2 and younger, to try to snuff out Yahushua, okay, and the devil's finna roll again, okay. Revelation 12 and 17, it says, and the dragon was wroth with the woman, and the dragon is, all right, this revived Roman Empire under Esau, all right, of NATO, America, EU, this beast system, this government that runs the earth, because the decrees, all right, that run the earth come from this beast system, okay, which the elites Amalek, all right, are, the kings of this beast system, man, okay, and they're going to issue out their decree, to go against the woman, which is Israel, but it's not just going to be, their target, which is going to be a blanket, decree over Israelites, all right, with their priority. When you read, and the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of the Most High and have the testimony of Yahweh Shah Hamashiach, man. Okay, so this is what the devil is gearing up to do. Their rivalry is alive and well. Okay, and it's going to be a clash. And we're seeing in the book of Esther their rivalry, will clash. Okay, between Mordecai and Haman. Okay, verse 7 says, in the first month, that is the month of Nisan, in the 12th year of the king, all right, Xerxes, they cast pur, all right, or lots. That's where you get the how holy they Purim from, which goes into lots. That is the lot before Haman from day to day and from month to month to the 12th month. That is the month of Adar. Okay, and ultimately the lot is Esau is going to be defeated and Israel is going to have the victory. It's Esau's lot to take a L. Okay, it's Jacob's lot, all right, to have a victory. Okay, ain't no getting around it. You see, it says, and Haman said unto King Xerxes, there is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of thy kingdom, and their laws are diverse from all people, neither keep they the king's laws. Therefore it is not for the king's profit to suffer them. Okay, so now he's pushing propaganda now. Now he's demonizing. Here it is, Mordecai, okay, just delivered, through the Lord set up Mordecai to snuff out a conspiracy on King Xerxes, okay, which he's an Israelite, so he benefits the throne, okay. Daniel, you go into Daniel, matter of fact, this what, but Esau's pushing, a smear campaign. But you go into Baal and the dragon, all right, what was said about Daniel? And we read that the other day. All right, Baal and the dragon says, this is verse 1, it says, and King Astyages, all right, was gathered to his fathers, he died, and Cyrus of Persia received his kingdom, okay, which Cyrus, all right, which was a forefather of Xerxes. It says, and Daniel conversed with the king and was honored above all his friends. Okay, Jake was very beneficial, to the heathen empire. Okay, that's why even Darius fasted, when he had to, put Daniel in the lion's den, because Daniel was a friend to these kings, man. Daniel was highly honored. Okay, Joseph, he was a friend to that Pharaoh. You see, highly honored. Nehemiah was a friend, to that Persian king. I believe it was Darius II at the time. Which I think it was the son of Xerxes. Okay, that Nehemiah was a cupbearer to. Okay, and Nehemiah, he was very fond of Nehemiah. So this smear campaign of Haman, as if Jake was a problem, to the throne, was just a lie. And Esau's finna push that same propaganda as if the brothers are the biggest threat in the earth. You know, like we're holding up progress. We're against life. We're against, this digital system that he wants to bless the world with. He's gonna make it seem like the brothers are the biggest threat in the earth. Okay, the worst thing that we shouldn't exist. Okay, he's gonna push that same propaganda, man. All right. So, um, verse 9 it says, "If it please the king, all right, if it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed, and I will pay 10,000 talents of silver to the hands of those that have the charge of the business to bring it to the king's treasuries." And the king took his ring from his hand and gave it unto Haman, and the son of Hammedatha the Agagite, the Jews' enemy. Okay, it was meant for this devil to be our enemy. Okay, but we have a savior, and this is going back to the purpose of Yahweh Shai. Okay, this is why Yahweh Shai should constantly be exalted. Okay, constantly be exalted. This is Luke 1 and 68. It says, "Blessed be the Lord, power of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people, and have set up a horn of salvation." Yahweh Shai. Okay, for us in the house of his servant David, as he spake, going back to that lineage of King David, Yahweh Shai will come from, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand all that hate us. Okay, so Yahweh Shai, he was a sacrifice to cover the sins of the elect. All right, and now he's going to come as that conquering savior to deliver the elect, man. Okay, let's go here to Jeremiah. You see, we're in a time where we're in much need of a savior, man. Okay, because just as Haman was plotting, well, imagine the plotting of this devil now. Okay, imagine how this devil is plotting now. He has become way more powerful since the time of Haman. Jeremiah 30:10, it says, I think 31:10. Jeremiah 31:10, it says, "Hear the word of the Lord, O ye nations, and declare it in the isles afar off, and say, He that scattered Israel will gather him and keep him as a shepherd doth his flock." Okay? So he that scattered Israel shall gather them, and it's going to be through Yahweh Shai. Okay? Because even during this time of Mordecai and Amon, we were scattered then. We was in captivity. Okay? We wasn't in Jerusalem. It says, "For the Lord have redeemed Jacob," because this is before the decree. We was allowed to go back and build the temple. Okay, because you go in chronological order, it would be the book of Esther first, the book of Ezra, then the book of Nehemiah. Okay, when the temple, was being constructed. Okay, and it says, verse 11 says, "For the Lord have redeemed Jacob and ransomed him from the hand of him that was stronger than he." All right, and right now Esau Edom is in a position of strength over us, man. Okay, but Yahweh Shai is going to be that deliverer. Haman was second in command. He had a strong, Esau had a strong position, okay, under the Persian Empire at the time, man. Okay, so going back to Jeremiah, Esther, it's like Esther 3, reading down, okay, it says, "If it please the king, let it be written." I already read that. Verse 11 says, "And the king said unto Haman, The silver is given to thee, the people also to do, all right, with it as it seemeth good to thee." And this devil Haman, he invested his own money in the overthrow, the attempt overthrow of Jake. Cause hey, where your heart is, like, where your treasure, where your treasure is where your heart is at, man. All right, and the devil has invested trillions to destroy Jake in this time. So reading on, it said, "There were the king's scribes called on the 13th day in the first month, and there was written according to all Haman had commanded." I can read this in NLT. It says, "So on April was like 17th, which the dates off a little bit, but the king's secretaries were summoned, and the decree was written exactly as Haman dictated." Okay, so this is fake news going out. Okay, This is a decree going out. Just like he's gonna do on his meeting when he decides to persecute the brother, it's gonna go out on all media outlets. Okay, all media outlets, man. Okay, from CNN to Alex Jones, it's gonna go out on all media outlets, man. Okay, it was sent to the king's highest officials, the governors, and respective provinces, because it's gonna be government, orders, and best believe. Okay, and it says, and the nobles of each province in their own scripts and languages, the decree was written in the name of King Xerxes and sealed with the king's signet ring. Dispatches were sent by swift messengers into all provinces of the empire, giving the order that all Jews, young and old, including women and children, must be killed, slaughtered, and annihilated on a single day. This was scheduled to happen, all right, in the month of Adar, and to take the spoil of them for a prey. The copy of the writing for a commandment to be given in every province was published unto all people, that they should be ready against that day. The post went out, being hastened by the king's commandment, and the decree was given to Shushan in the place. And then the king, it says, and the king and Haman sat down to drink, but the city Shushan was perplexed. All right, so this devil has issued this decree, and he sat down. He sat down to drink. Okay, chilling. He done lied. Okay, he done persuaded the king, to issue their decree to eradicate, Jake throughout the Persian Empire. Okay, but it's going to fail. You see, all right, it's going to fail. Just as you go here, Psalm 7 and 11, it says, the Most High judges the righteous, okay, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day, okay. And you read this in the NLT, it says the Most High is an honest judge. You see, we know that the ultimate judge comes from Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, the judgment call. The last say-so comes from Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. All right? It says he is angry with the wicked every day. It says if he turn not, he will whet his sword. He have bent his bow and made it ready. Yeah, so as this devil is plotting against us, the Lord has a plot against this nigga, man. To destroy his kingdom off the earth, America. Okay? Destroy this whole beast system, and they're going into captivity. Okay, so just as Esau, Haman was plotting then, Esau is plotting now. His mindset toward Jacob hasn't changed. His scheme and his tactics hasn't changed. He's doing the same thing, except on a much larger scale. And Lord will, we're going to be part of a much larger deliverance, man. Okay. So as this devil is plotting, the Lord already got this devil in the trick bag, man. Okay? To where he's going to play a part in destroying himself, and Yahweh Shai is coming to finish the devil off, man. Okay? It says, he have also prepared for him the instruments of death. He ordained his arrows against the persecutors, man. So while this devil is going to push propaganda and smear us and do all these things, which he's been doing, but he's going to rev it up, till he's going to justify us not existing anymore. Just as Haman persuaded, all right, Xerxes. Well, guess what? Esau's, he doesn't have to go to another government. All right, he is the government now. This beast system. Okay, he doesn't have to go through another nation to get the okay. No, he's just gonna go and push propaganda and go with his move. Okay, but the Lord say he has arrows ordained against the persecutors. Okay, so these missiles that this devil created himself, okay, are going to play a major part in destroying everything that this devil has established, man. Okay, it says, behold, he travaileth with iniquity and conceived mischief and brought forth falsehood. He made a pit and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate. I will praise the Lord according to his righteousness, and will sing sing praise to the name of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, the Most High. Okay, so this devil, You know, he's gearing himself up again as we speak, and he's gonna lose again. You know, as we're gonna keep reading on in Mordecai, man. But we see Mordecai took a stand, and they couldn't convince him. He was unmovable. Okay, as we understand, we have to be unmovable in these times, man. You know, taking that stand. All right, be faithful unto death, and I will give you a crown of life. Okay, it's coming from Yahweh. There's orders from the King of how we should be going into this time, because we're gonna have to make a hard stand soon. Okay, so you know, and there's plenty more to go into, but we'll leave it there. You know, just an account, you know, of faith. Okay, which our forefather left us a legacy of faith to follow. You know, so Lord will you brothers, all right, and you sisters edified. Till next time, I say shalom.